Welcome to our next video with an FA1 recording financial transactions ACCA paper. This video is on chapter 7 in our express notes, which you can download from www.theexpgroup.com. It's about accounting for payroll. Every employee gets some sort of a salary, and there are always some social security contributions on it, perhaps some bonuses on it. There are always some tax related to payroll. All these things need to be accounted for properly. On page 33, you have a simulation of how this should look like. Let's assume there is an employee with a gross salary of $1,500. On that salary, or within that salary, there will be a social security tax of 6% of that, which will be $90. There will also be a pension contribution on that, which will be therefore $75. And from that salary, income tax will be deducted in the amount of $200. That employee also chose, but that's a voluntary deduction, to pay $25 to a trade union. Now, all these deductions are included. They're made from his gross salary. So if you see, his net salary taken cash is $1,500 minus 90 minus 75 minus 200 minus 25, which is $1,110. That's how much he gets cash. Apart from all these contributions, the employer will pay a social security tax of 10%, which is $150 on the employee's salary. Alright, now that we've figured it all out, let's just account for it. Well, first of all, let's look at the total expense. Obviously, the total expense, which will be shown in the wages expense account, is the gross pay, because all these bits are included in that gross pay, and the one thing that is not included in the gross pay, it's the employer's bit of Social Security. Now that's the debit side, that's the expenses. Now these expenses now need to be shown as payables to various institutions. Some of that, namely this, and this, all that will be shown as tax payable. The employee's Social Security, the employer's Social Security, and the income tax. Now, pension is paid separately, so that pension contribution is payable to a pension plan. What we've got left is the trade union subscription, and finally, whatever is left goes to the employee. Right, so accounting for payroll is probably not the easiest job in the world, But if you work it out properly, if you can segregate all items relating to the payroll, you're going to get it right. And obviously remember that ultimately all debits must equal all credits. Now technically, the way of processing payroll is by way of cash, which probably becomes more and more infrequent nowadays. You could give an employee a check, and that check he would cash in his bank, or mostly used now automated payments where the actual payable to the employee is affected by a bank transfer.